Good morning, welcome to TriStar Digging. Appreciate you joining in today. Watch the video we're going to do. Today we're going to work on a little bit of a issue with a driveway on a new house, new construction. And the driveway is a little more than roughed in. It's actually got rock on it packed down, but the owners want a little better driveway. They want it a little wider, a little more crown in it, a little smoother, some dips in it they want to get worked out. So we're going to work on that this morning, show you what that looks like. Today it's like I said, this driveway, I would call it not roughed in. I'd call it a little more than roughed in. It's in decent shape. It needs a little bit more crown on the road so water will shed each way. And there's a washout area over here on the left where that ditch is running down through there. So I'm actually going to widen it out all the way over to that ditch and then kind of crown it so that water will run off to the left there a little bit better. It's a fairly steep, well, actually it's a real steep driveway, and there's a couple of dips in it. The first one's right in here, if you see that. So they want me to take that dip out and just overall widen it out and smooth it out, make it a lot better. And then up here at the house itself, I'm gonna make a big wide back out area right here, so from the edge of that concrete all the way over to that transformer, make a big wide, whoo, I'm out of breath. Make a big wide turnaround area here. When they come off the concrete, they'll have a white place to turn in. And also going to make an area right here between the edge of the concrete this way over to the transformer for an additional parking space. So we'll fill that in and fix that so that's a better place to park a car there beside the concrete driveway. So that's it. We'll get started on it here in just a few minutes, prep it, and then go get some rock. right, took a few minutes there and got that pretty well roughed in. Got that area on the right side, got that slicked off to where I can build the edge of the road up now with some rock. Put a good crown on the road and got all that. Made a little better swell, a little better area for the water to run down. A little broader area too. It was kind of narrow where it was going down through there, cutting in. So it's a little broader now, so the water have a better way to go down through there. Let's go get some rock. Diesel liked to ride in the dump truck because he liked, you know, being with, hanging out with me all day and just riding generally in the dump truck. But I've come to figure out the reason Diesel likes to ride is because he likes to go to the rock quarry. It turns out that Diesel has a friend that's a rock quarry, and his friend's name is Becky. Becky works in the scale house up here. We're going to pull through the scale house here in just a minute. And so when we go through the scale house, I get a bill and for the rock, and Diesel gets a treat. So the last time we went through just a few minutes ago, he had a piece of steak. So yeah, that's the reason he likes going to the rock quarry. So look at him. He was laying down, and now we know we're fixing to head into the scale house, which is just right up there. So he can get a piece of steak. There's his friend. See ya. Get in there. All right, we got 4 loads of rock delivered. Got 2 spread on the road and got 2 up here in piles. We'll take these 2 in piles and make the parking area up here beside the house, and then the back where they're going, a backing area where they're going to back out the garage and have a good wide place to turn around, head back out the driveway. Work on this for a few minutes. I'm going to take a break from this job and leave and go look at another one. It's a location where I built a 2,100 foot road going up the side of a mountain, and so it's time to build the house. and we're going to look at clearing a little bit of land so they can do the survey the site for the septic system, and then look at digging the basement. So we'll do that here in a few minutes. We're gonna first, so we'll put some of this rock in place before we leave. Well, that's got this road in pretty good shape. Got it shaped up all the way down through there and got it crowned real nice. Cleaned off the right side they're going down and cleaned that out real good and got that shaped up on that be a little easier to mow and take care of. And then I got this turnaround area fixed right here, so a good wide area for them to be able to turn their cars around. And then another thing I did was made this little spot here to the left of the concrete pad, place for a parking car there too. So it probably don't look as good as Brandon, Elite Earthworks. He does if you're not familiar with him or his channel, you ought to watch him. Elite Earthworks, he does a fantastic job. He does a really clean, neat job on everything he does, and I think it's pretty impressive how good a job he does. So check him out. You know, I was building this road, or not building this road, but repairing this road, and I got to thinking that you know, the Christian life is similar to a gravel road. If you don't maintain a gravel road, it's going to fall apart, and the ditches get full of leaves and sticks and brush and whatever else, and so when the storms come, the water has nowhere to go. When it tries to go down the ditch, it dams up the leaves and the sticks and all the junk that's in the ditch, and then next thing you know, it's cut a path around that ditch and it's cut through the road and damaged the road. It's going to cost money to fix it. Depends on how far you let it go is how much it's going to cost to fix that road. It's like that road I did yesterday. I named that video Bad Road, and it was in really bad shape. Been neglected for a lot of years, for quite a while, and it really needed some attention. So, you know, the Christian life is like that. If we neglect to live our lives obedient and faithful to the Lord, and we neglect to live the way that we ought to live, then sin piles up in our life, like a lot like the leaves and the sticks pile up in the ditch. Sin piles up in our life, and unchecked and not dealt with and taken care of as the Lord would want us to, those ditches get stopped up full of sin and full of bad decisions. So when the storms in life come, our lives are not ready for it, and so that storm water traveling through the ditches of our life pile up on that sin, and it just compounds the situation, and it makes things well, we just don't have the peace and the grace and the mercy that we do when we're following the Lord and we have that relationship with Him. So I've heard a saying all my life that sin will take you farther than you ever wanted to go, keep you longer than you ever wanted to stay, and cost you far more than you ever wanted to pay. And that's pretty much true. So next time somebody asks you what the Christian life is like, it's kind of like a gravel road. If you don't maintain it, it's going to fall apart. Well, I hope you liked the video. I appreciate you watching. If you don't mind, give it a big old fat thumbs up, and comment if you would, and also subscribe. That'll help the channel out a whole lot. Hit that little bell, remind you of the next video we got coming up. Remember that the Lord loves you, and God bless you. And that little message I had, that's what the Lord gave me to give to you today. Hopefully it encouraged somebody. Hopefully it made sense. It did to me while I was working today. So thanks for watching. See you next time.